Section 6.5, Applying Systems of Linear Equations. Essential question. How do you determine which method to use, graphing, elimination, or substitution, to solve a system of equations? Alright, so we're going to look at a bunch of different systems and figure out which one would be the easiest. So if we're going to graph something, the easiest form is for both equations to be in mx plus b form. So I'm going to take all of the systems that have both equations in slope-intercept form and drag them to the graphing box. It is easiest to use the graphing method when you have two equations that are in slope-intercept form. Substitution. It's easiest to do substitution when you have one variable by itself. So for example, this system right here has y all by itself on one side. This system here has one variable all by itself, the x. This system has one variable all by itself. Elimination is easiest if x and y are on the same side. So if x and y are on the same side in both equations, elimination is easiest. So in this lesson, what we're going to have to do is we're going to look at a system and figure out which method to use and then solve the system. So choose the best method and solve the system. Now both of these systems are in y equals mx plus b form. So because of that, I would use graphing as my method of choice. So I'm going to make a coordinate grid. Okay, so I'm going to graph the top equation first, 2x plus 2. So 2 is my y-intercept. Maybe make one more line here. Up 2 over 1, and then I'll do a couple backwards. Alright, so there is my first line. And then I'm going to graph my other equation, so negative 3x minus 3. So negative 3x is, or negative 3 is my y-intercept, and I'm actually going to go backwards, just because we'll go off the graph otherwise. And you will notice that these 2 points intersect. So we need to write intersecting one solution in the ordered pair, which would be negative 1, 0. So intersecting one solution, negative 1, 0 is our answer. All right, second one. Now this one, you'll notice one of the equations has a variable all by itself on one side. So that means that substitution is going to be the easiest method to solve. Now keep in mind, you can always solve a system using any method, but we're trying to pick the easiest method. We always want to do what is easiest. All right, so I'm going to circle and make my arrows. So the variable all by itself is x, so I'm going to circle what x is equal to, 3y minus 2. Since it's x equals, you're going to plug that in for x. So 3 times 3y minus 2 plus 2y equals 16. So what I did is I put 3y minus 2 in for x. Train tracks, and then I'm going to solve, so I'll start by distributing. I know I did that first step right because I only have one variable. So remember that part. All right, 9y and 2y make 11y. Oh, here we go. Okay, so add 6 to both sides. Divide divide both sides by 11, and we get y equals 2. So then we're going to take that 2 and plug it back into our circle for y. X equals 3 times 2 minus 2. So x equals 6 minus 2, x equals 4. So my ordered pair where these two lines would intersect is 4, 2. So 4, 2 is my solution. All right, my third one, I've got an x and y on both sides. So x and y, x and y. So that would make elimination the easiest method to use. So I'm going to take this system and do elimination with it. So let's see if we have opposites right now. No, we don't. Can 3 go into 5 evenly? No. Can 2 go into 4 evenly? Yes. So the opposite of 4 is negative 4. So let's times everything by negative 2 so that we can have our 4's, our y's eliminate. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 11 times negative 2 is negative 22. Cross off this middle equation. I know I did my multiplying right if I made opposites, which I did. 4 and negative 4 makes 0. So 3 minus 10 is negative 7. 1 and negative 22 make negative 21. Divide both sides by negative 7, and I have x equals 3. Take 3 and plug it into my top equation for x. So 3 times 3 plus 4y equals 1. 9 plus 4y equals 1, minus 9 on both sides. Divide both sides by 4, and I have y equals negative 2. So my solution to my system is 3 comma negative 2. All right, write and solve. So this time we have a word problem. The sum of two numbers is 14. So that means if I add up two numbers, I have 14. The difference, so if I subtract the two numbers, I end up with 4. Find the two numbers. Well, we have an x and y on both sides, so that means elimination is our easiest method to use to solve this system. And right away, we have opposites, y and negative y, so we don't even have to do any multiplying. Remember, 1x and 1x make 2x. 14 and 4 make 18. Divide both sides by 2, and I have x equals 9. If I take 9 and plug it into my top equation, 9 plus y equals 14, minus 9 on both sides, and we're left with y equals 5. So 9 and 5 are my two numbers. Summary. You should use graphing if, you should use substitution if, you should use elimination if.